day. My name is Terry Morgan, and welcome to my mid-morning stretch. We're going to do some stretches that come from some Tai Chi practice that I've done in the past, and some dance practice that I used to do a long time ago. Anyway, so to start out, feet about shoulder width apart, shoulders. You don't want too wide, you don't want too narrow, so about your shoulder width. And you want to bend the knees a little bit as we do this. So we have a big circle goes out. So both hands come to the center, separate back to both sides, and come up along the center line again. Reach out, stretch up, over the legs. Yeah, keep stretching out, bend the knees, and all the way down. Relax through the back, roll up through the spine, start at the base of the spine and roll up through the vertebra, one vertebra at a time. And let's do that again. We're going to do this 5 more times. This is 2. As you reach out over the legs, breathe out. As you roll up, breathe in. Try to keep the breath as smooth and continuous as possible. And the key to doing that is to relax. Everything should be relaxed. Even when you're using your muscles to do these stretches, you should be thinking about how can I do this movement with the least amount of effort possible, so that every other muscle in my body is relaxed, only the ones that have to be engaged are the ones that I'm using right now. And one more time. Stretch out. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, both hands return to your sides. Okay, and relax for just a minute. Part of what I want to do with some of these recordings is actually to have some notes for myself. It turns out that as I'm teaching, I start thinking about different things that I should pay attention to today, and I might not pay attention to them tomorrow because I'm paying attention to something else. That they're all important. It's just that as I'm teaching, I might bring out one and not bring out the other one, and I need to bring out both. So I'm going to take some of this and put it in my teaching notes and see how I can make it better. All right. So feet about shoulder width apart again. We're going to do the same kind of stretch, except it's going to inward. All right. So down first, and then up, around, and in. Circle to the front. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Pull up along the center. And breathe out. Slowly follow the hands down, roll down through the spine. And stretch out. Arch through the back a little bit as you come up. Make sure and bend the knees. Your back should not be carrying your weight as you come up. Your legs and your hips should carry that weight. fingertips down, roll down through the spine, stretch out, arch through the back, reach up, and elbows, fingertips, 2 more. Last time. Cat's coming to help. You'll find as you as you get to the point where you're coming up, as you breathe in here, that will actually help to raise your body so that the effort you need is, the muscle effort that you need is less. Okay, so we have our side stretches. So you go left side, right side. Basically the same thing, except instead of front and back, we need to move the cat out of the way. Except instead of outward and inward, we're going to go left side and right side, all right? And I'm going to face you. You're going to go to your left, which is my right, okay? So I'm going this way, you go to the left, okay? Pretend it's left. Circle front, and come up along the center line. Your left, turn, reach out over the legs, bend the knees, and circle up, breathe in, relax, and breathe out. And one more time, breathe out. And breathe in. Stop in the center, turn to the other side, and circle, breathe out. Breathe in. Keep the shoulders down, relax through the back. As you stretch over, pull up through the abs. The more you pull in through the abs, the greater flexibility you have to bend. Return to your side. Both hands return to your sides. So as you bend over, the more you can pull this in, the easier it is to bend. Also have to think about that we want the bend in the hip, right? You want to use the waist, for sure. The waist has to be engaged. But as you bend over here, this bend is not, it's not here at the waist. It's here at the hip, right? So the more you pull this in, the more you're holding the bones here, your pelvic bone. The more you pull this in, the more strength you give to your pelvic bone, the easier it is to do this. Okay? So it's body mechanics, really. The more you can open the joint, the easier it is for the joint to move, right? Okay, so we did the outward stretch, we did the inward stretch. We went to the left side and we went to the right side. Now we're going to do inward, outward, okay? Both feet about shoulder width apart. Hands start with the front. And up along the center. Stretch out over the legs. Pull up. Open the hip.
Relax the back.
Roll up. Stretch all the way up and elbows down. Wrists drop down, fingertips, follow the fingertips down. Stretch out, reach, and elbows, fingertips, hands separate, that's 1. This starts 2. And then, if you have a cat, you can have the lifting cat form. We'll raise the cat. And this is 3. Stretch out over the legs.
She does think that I'm coming down here to pet her. She does.
Stretch up, reach up. As you stretch up, make sure you keep your shoulders down. That will engage the muscles in the back so that you stretch through the whole back and not just through the upper part of the back and the shoulders. Go the circle down. Return to your sides. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is if you do this with your arms, right? You do this, what you're doing is raising your shoulder and functionally disengaging your shoulder from your other back muscles. You're raising your shoulder. You can do this. Your body will allow you to do that. But if you want to use the back more fully, rather than just using the shoulders, right? You want to engage the entire back as a unit. You keep the shoulders down. Raise the hands, shoulders stay down. No? Yes. Okay. This stays down and stays open. That means everything else in the back is engaged. You should be able to feel this. The more practice, you'll feel it more. I don't know what to say. All right, so we want to do just a little bit of leg stretch. We didn't do too much of this yet. We'll do more, and there's some of this that it's going to be much easier to do on the floor rather than in a standing upright position. That I'm doing this on carpet is great. I'm not real fond of sitting on concrete to do stretches. Wood floors are good. Carpet's good. Tile's okay. Concrete, not so much. I'm not much fond of sitting in the grass and doing stuff either. So I adapted some things for that. Alright, so for this stretch, what we're going to do is we're going to put the right foot back, left foot front, and this is about one of your steps. So as you step forward, bend the knee just a little bit, and put your foot about where it would go if you were going to take a step. Maybe a little wider than what you might normally do, just a little bit. Okay, keep the heel up, keep the knee bent. And we're going to stretch over the toes. Okay, you can feel this in the back of your leg, right here. Okay, this leg is, you're going to feel it here in the front, and you're going to feel the holding in the back. So, come in, stretch up, reach up, stretch up over the leg, reach out. And pull up along the leg. Let's do that 2 more times. Keep the foot flexed. Keep the toes up. Yeah, right about there. Mm-hmm. One more time. And both hands drop down. Come back to your sides. And rest the leg for just a second. And we're going to the other side. So, right foot front. Hold on the left. Right? Bend the left knee. Circle front. And back. And circle up. Stretch out over the leg. Stretch out over the leg, reach out. And one more time. That thumping in the background is my washing machine. I put some clothes in right before I started class, and apparently it is off balance. So I'm going to excuse myself for just a second to go fix that. I'll be right back. Okay, that's taken care of. Being home alone, you know, you got to do everything yourself. So I would have asked the cat to go fix that, but she doesn't know how. Just not in her realm of things to do. Okay, so this stretch that we were just doing, right? You got your heel up. This is also part of a walking stretch. So same stretch, except that instead of stationary and just change legs, we're going to walk. Okay? So you stretch up, reach out. As we come up here, foot goes down, transfer, go to the other foot. Okay, so we'll work on this a little bit more next time. This is really good for balance. It's really good for balance. It's also very, very good for opening up the back of the leg and really putting some elasticity into those muscles. We don't use them in this way all that often. And some people do, but for the most part, we don't. So this is, you're asking your body to do something that, yeah, you probably haven't done before, or haven't done maybe in a while, or haven't done in this particular way. So give it some time. The most important thing for all of the exercises that I'm teaching is to relax. If you're holding tension in your body anywhere, it makes it difficult to do some of these extensions. It makes it difficult to coordinate your breath and the movement. which is something that is extremely important for Tai Chi and Qigong practice, and it's also really, really useful for, for dance or sports or anything else that you're trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for today. I will focus a little bit more on some leg stretches, and we'll do some floor work next time. Thanks for coming.